When you say geofenced, what does that specifically mean? That means that it stops working outside of a certain
No,
area, or when you leave that area, you get a call from the dealer?
Let's call the MTG exactly what it is, Lewis. It's a very highly capable spy device, okay? So if a farmer drives a tractor down the road, and if John Deere wanted to see where he's going, they can pull him up. Yep, there he is. Can I give you one example? This is so good. So I called my local John Deere dealer. I said, I wanted a part. I want to buy a moisture meter for combine. He said, okay. And I even had the part number. And he goes, well, we're going to need to come out and flash it. And I said, no. I said, I've got my own tech out here. He moonlights from the John Deere dealerships. He's going to come out with his laptop. And of course, it's bullshitting him. I said, we just need the payload file. He goes, well, I can't give you the payload file. I said, the hell you can't. And he goes, all right, give me the serial number. So I made up a serial number. Like I found a serial number off a combine. I changed the last two numbers. I'm not going to give him my farmer's serial number. So he calls me back. This is priceless. You blankety blank. He said, you're just making this up. We know that combine's not even in the state of Nebraska. And it's like, who in the fucking hell's that? Excuse my language. Who the hell asked this guy to geofence where my freaking combine was? I'm trying to order a moisture meter part. And the fact is, you got to pay the piper. It goes back to
that's so creepy.
First sentence at the first hearing. We got to control these things after the sale. Yeah, I bet. Because you're not going to get the profit. My independent mechanic buddy's going to get the profit. So anyway, that got me going. I tried to steer me back to where you were. Geofencing is the most offensive thing that you can possibly do to a farm tractor. Watch what it does and then steal the data off of it.
I remember, I think Mike Kongs, the manager of Landmark Implement, he was at the hearing that I showed up to. This is the first hearing where I realized that farmers had the same problem as me. I remember when I went to that hearing you went to in 2017, I thought, I'm in the wrong room. Why is there a bunch of farmers here? He said, most full of shit statement I've ever heard from the first hearing. Times have changed, our products have changed, and because of that, the need to control that product and control the repair or the change of that product is becoming important. And your comment was, screw you, Mike. Farmers don't need you to control anything. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Nothing is more telling than this statement, because if you look at the timeline here, this was the first bill that Ken Hart introduced. This was back in, I believe, 2016. I put a footnote. If you share this information, this is a fact. You can pull it right off the transcript, and people can search for terms and, like the word control. I mean, how many times do they use that? It's in his statement right here. These guys, the way they think behind the doors in their strategy meetings, this is it. Now they've cleaned up their verbiage in the after hearings that they put on, but at the very first one, this guy completely dropped the bomb. They need to control that tractor and control the repair of that tractor. That's my words I'm throwing in there, okay?
A lot of people on my channel have said this has nothing to do with emissions, this has nothing to do with safety, this has to do with money, but more importantly, control. It's not your product, you're simply renting it after the fact, you're leasing it after the fact, but it's really still owned by the manufacturer. And when you hear the manufacturer's authorized dealer use those implicit words, because of that, the need to control the product and control the repair is becoming important verbatim. That's scary, and it really just kind of lay out the degree of access they believe that they should have to your equipment after you've paid $500,000 for it. And it's disgusting.